blows your hair back, baby? Whatever blows your hair back, studio.
Alright, this is the podcast. We got What Up, Baby? I'm Totless, whatever blows your hair back. We got Vic's on the sticks. What up, Vic? Say what up, Vic.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, you got him back on. You got the streamer hitting on your angle. Double check yourself, Vic. Show the people what you look like back there behind the sticks.
What's up, pretty good people?
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, starting off today, we got some cool topics to talk about. What we're going to start off right away is YouTube secrets that, man, there's... You got like Mr. Beast, you got Sarah Safari, they're telling you these secrets on put this many hashtags or so much time, or you know, all these different their ideas that they think that work for their channel, which it did. I'm sure it did. Oh, make sure you got
I thought you were about to take this down like the conspiracy route.
No, not a conspiracy route. I'm talking about what to do to get your YouTube likes and subscriptions up. You just got to put in the time of making videos for 3 straight years. And I'm still in the process. I'm on year 2. I do create good content. So all the things that they said, make good content, post at certain times, make content in different languages. You know, they all tell that. By the time you get that information is already walked all over top of from YouTube. Like, oh, they're giving out our secrets. Boom. They changed everything. So you're always behind the ball is what I'm saying. By the time you hear it, it's too late. All you gotta do is just put in time. I haven't even made it yet. I mean, the first 1,000 subscribers took me 2 years. I think it's geared like that. I post like 965 videos posted. They're not all videos. A lot of them are shorts. But they're,
That's going to be a grind.
It's going to be a grind. All right. What I really been bothering me lately is the catfishing going on out there. Vic, do you know about catfishing?
All too well. Not a fan. Not a fan. Unless it's fried, then get it in my mouth. But
man, I am just so let down with these filters. It's not even so much catfishing. They can be a lot of them might be the person they used to be 10, 15 years ago. And then they're 13 filters deep through 3 platforms. And they just come out looking like a complete person that's not even recognizable of them. And there's just too much of that. I'm going on these dates, and people aren't looking what they look like. Heavier than they are. They're sharing pictures from a year ago that they're not up to date.
How many years back is acceptable? What's the...
I would say a year, 2 years if you truly didn't change. But if you got pregnant, had a kid and a family, you got to update that shit.
A whole family, too.
A whole family, yeah. Update it. But I think there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of women gaining weight and just trying to show the people what they used to look like. So that's not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of that. Then you got the people who aren't even acting bodies behind the pictures. What is your big?
Well, that's psychotic. That's crazy.
What's your vision of the person that you're when you find out like this person ain't who they say they are? What's your vision of the person behind the sticks controlling that photo gallery of that select woman that they chose?
That's gonna be somebody who's got probably way too much time in their hands.
Okay.
Like very, very angry.
Is it a guy or a girl?
It could be anybody.
Are they in shape or out of shape?
Ooh. I'm gonna tend towards out of shape. But
for sure, out of shape. Introverts?
Yeah, introverted, probably. Really, really angry. Something really bad happened a long time ago.
They're not good looking? If they're good looking, they wouldn't have to use somebody else's.
Yeah, they're probably, average looking or not. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it takes a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So you have people with some catfishing, and we're not going to deal with it. Single males out there. Well, we are dealing with it. I'm trying to navigate around it. So, what some solutions?
I think the other thing, I don't think people realize how much the filters actually adjust
it's
too
fake.
Much. I don't think they realize sometimes the filters make you almost look unreal. So it's because it's just a gradual gaining of like those tools, and they push a little bit more.
They push a little bit more,
a little bit more, and then you look like an anime character.
Yeah,
and you don't even realize it. So
you don't even realize you look like an anime character.
Yeah.
Or do you realize it? And then on top of that, You put some Botox and some
They
filler.
look 2D. That I've seen pictures that look 2D.
Botox, filler, a bunch of filters, some makeup. Who did you just turn yourself into? It's not who the hell I'm seeing on the other end of the picture. So some solutions to get around a catfish. Bring it to another platform like, hey, can I get your phone number? They don't get a phone number. Can I get your Facebook, Instagram? Start to get them and start to correspond to all these different platforms. And then if you can't get them to share a platform, or if they just go right to Snapchat and it's some crazy name, you almost can tell like by the name that it's like a sex worker of some sort, most of it. So if you're good, you can weed out 90% of them before you actually meet them. But there's going to be about 5% that slip through the cracks, and you're just going to show up and be like, ah! I've showed up on one time, and I seen it from afar, and I'm like, whoa. She's like, I'm wearing red, and I'm sitting on this pedestal. And I looked from afar, and this girl on a red pedestal, she's wearing red on a pedestal.
Wait, she was sitting on a pedestal?
She was like sitting on some like pedestal ledge at a bar. Can't remember what bar it was in the city, and she's like, so I knew where to meet her in the bar. So I was behind this guy, so I'm walking up in the bar.
in the little cage.
Yeah, I got it. And I look where she said she is, and I see this woman there. It's on her phone, exactly how she's dressed and whatever. Looks somewhat to the picture. And I was like, fuck no. And I just turned around and never texted her back, never anything. Just never showed up. Just was like,
was it a bad pedestal? Or
yeah. Well, she was a bigger one. There was another time I just said I had to go to the bathroom, and I just left. And I texted her. She was like so annoying. And it was like, oh, she asked the bartender if she had fake boobs. And I was so embarrassed when she did that. And I was like, what?
Not a good look. No.
And I just met this girl, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like hanging out with this.
Way too personal.
And I had like enough of some more crazy shit she said. And she's like, I have like $1,200 boots on. I'm like, you have a $14 necklace on and $1,200 boot. This is fucked up. I gotta go. I didn't say that. I just went to the bathroom and disappeared. Let's move on from that.
All right. Swim on downstream catfishing.
Well, I guess this transitioned into it pretty well. Single mothers, how there's so many, how they're not desirable.
I am not agreeing with this. This is your right. This is your right.
All right. From my experience, single mothers, it's not fair that they can sign you up to take care of another man's child. I think that's just fucking complete bullshit.
I mean, you just don't pick that then. You can't. Well, you just don't.
Like, don't.
That just should not be in your wheelhouse.
But what's happening? All right, let me give you an example. All right, so I'm talking to these girls online. They say they have no kids. Like this, the kids line item says 0. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pursue with this. I put on that I don't like women with children because you're gonna be seconded right out of the gate. Like
you can definitely put that out as an expectation. Yeah,
and it's been happening to me. Because I went into it with an open mind, and it's always about their child, everything, the conversation, where they got to go next, which is fine. They're a mother, and that's just not fair to me. When I'm not doing that to her, I'm not like, hey, hold on, I got to go take care of my kid. Hey, wait, I got to go do this. This person I love more than anyone. This is my soul. I'm not doing that, but she is in front of me. To me, I'm like, wow, I'm giving her my all. I get about whatever % out of her, and then not to mention the child that's not even in my life, that's in another man's life, that now I'm supposed to help rear of a sort and battle up that road when it could be affected by at the other end by the other male that she's with, and on top of it, this guy could be a piece of shit, and then you're battling that. Like, that's a real story, man. That's a real, like, I'm not talking it's hypothetical, but those are real stories out there.
No, yeah, I mean, if it's, yeah. If
and so that's where I've developed my opinion, where it's unfair to the other partner coming in dating. So yeah, they got to know what they're getting. So they got to know all that shit.
Yeah.
And so that's why usually the nice guys that are a little older, that are out of shape, the pretty girl with 1 or 2 kids goes and settles for that guy because that's the only thing that she can grab at that time, because the high value man is going to go for the woman that doesn't have the child, so they can go on the vacations, they can go do the fun stuff, they can travel, and it. Not to mention, if you're with a woman who already had a child, their body's not in the best of shape, and you're getting once again, a man had a child with that woman. Her body went through all that with that whole second life, and then you receive that. That to me, just, I don't want that, man. I do not want that at all. So if that's what you're selling, I'm not buying it.
That's fair. That is fair.
My podcast was how I feel about my feelings, right, Vic?
That's totally fair. No, it's totally fair. No, you have the right to. I mean,
But
that is a responsibility, and that's a whole.
and then so I told a woman that, and she
don't
goes,
want kids right now.
so I'd be all for it.
All right,
I'm not a hater.
love it.
I'll try to make that woman not a single woman. I'll try to make it work, right? I
Yeah.
don't want another single woman out there
That's honorable.
making lies because I'm the man of that child.
Good stuff.
So I gotta try to figure it out. With that 76% divorce rate, I don't know. Good luck. Catfishing that. My topic. Married men in torture. Our married men in torture. What I mean by that are you can look but you can't touch. Is that torture? My mentality is like, that shit's torture. To know that you cannot have an opportunity to get with something. They don't gotta like it, but you just gotta know that opportunity exists. And a married man, if you're a married man and you're loyal, that opportunity does not exist to you for the rest of your life. And you sign that contract on that marital agreement. As you know. So when you sign that, did you say in your head, this is the woman that I'm going to be with for the rest of my entire life?
I think that's literally what you said. But
you better tell yourself that, because that's what I'm telling myself. I'm like, wow, you're saying I will never be with another woman ever for as long as I live. Whoa! All right, cool. And that's what's going on out there, and that's why there's a lot of fails, because people ain't taking that line so serious. All that adulterous cheating going on. Do they desire younger women all the time?
We're still talking about the married guys?
Yeah. Does that go away? When you are 50, 60 years old, when you look at a 22-year-old woman, are you like, wow? Or are you like looking at a 62-year-old woman like, damn, she's fine? Are you going to like old folks' homes just picking like, man, she's fine? Oh, they haven't told me about this.
Traveling around old folks.
I love it up here. Wow. That's what a lot of people are always like, Tyler, you're going to be single, you're going to be lonely. It's like, first off, I don't plan for when I'm old, because there's really, I'm just not planning for that. So many people want to plan for like, oh, when I'm a grandparent, I'm going to be like this. Like, you're planning to be a grandparent? Shit. If I'm around and I'm single, I'm going to be rocking those old folks home, those big community centers, going through there, going down on bingo and just having a blast. You ain't going to be alone. There's always people around you.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm alone all the time, fucking for days at a time in here. I'm fine with it. I think a lot of people fear that, and I think that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, you should be comfortable in your own
I can
space.
be by myself for a long time, and I'll play games in my own mind. So back to
Wait, go back. What games are we playing?
Playing games in my own mind. I'll give you an
level?
example. Laying down and counting something on the wall and figuring out how many man hours it would take to build that, and just looking at everything around you and breaking it down to how it got created and who did it. And then you'll get that mind process going, and then you start digging in on yourself. You go, all right, last week I made a couple mistakes. I even broke up with my girlfriend or lost. I'm like, what did I do that made that happen? And you sit there and you think. You just think deep, like, all right, 5 times I acted this way every time she got mad. Or you go on your finger. You know what I do? I write a list down. I go, this is what made me happy about this person or thing. This is what made me mad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if your negatives come out way longer than the positives, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's how I do like a lot of analysis on my decisions. And I don't argue with that, because you'll keep looking at it like, man, I wanted to find something why this worked. And then you just realize, like, no, the numbers don't lie here. This person's got to go. So yeah, that's
dope. Yeah, so you're actually not playing games. You're doing self-evaluation.
No, I'm doing evaluations, and that's just by myself, and I'm writing notes down. I make my own music. I write these podcasts out. I do this all by myself. You know, I write all these thoughts and ideas down, and this is things that I do by myself. So when I'm with somebody like Vic, when we can be productive.
Yeah.
We're not laying there. We're not sitting there and just like doing shit. We're being productive. You're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Vic's wants the podcast just as much as me, and he's using Whatever Blows Your Hair Back as an outlet to get his message across too. Vic's an entertainer, and Vic does he does shows, and he makes his own content and with music, and I heard stories about this man is just wild on these shows. Just like real interacting with the audience, and he's real passionate about it.
Love it.
And so we're gonna try to get, Vic, let's give you a little shout out right now. Let's talk about, like what's your show up? What's your next show coming up? What's your plans coming up?
Right now working on 2 AI-based videos for 2 up-and-coming DJs. So one is Brian Funk the Bot. The other one is Troll.
You want to bring those up on the...
if I had them queued up, I would.
Yeah.
And I'll show stuff.
Get some stuff queued up. Bring it back to
For
me, and
sure.
get some stuff queued up
For
on
sure.
you, and then we'll come back to you.
Sure, yeah. So,
All right, so while Vic's digging something, give him some shout outs. I'm going to use this opportunity to talk about Chicago Fabrication. I've been spending a lot of time on Whatever Blows Your Hair Back studio building this, but I just want to give a shout out. The reason that I am here and this studio is here is because of Chicago Fabrications, a company that I started 12 years ago by myself on the south side of Chicago in a 500 square foot room. And I grew it to a 1,000 square foot room, caught a fire, built, started tearing down barns, tearing down more barns, selling wood, moved to a bigger space. And I started upgrading, and then I went to, 1,000, then to 3,500, then to 5,000, then to 10,000. Now I'm close to 30,000 square feet. And I got a little off track, I think, from Chicago Fabrications, who's got me here, who built this whole studio. When I say who's, me, my team, my Chicago Fabrications team, and all that's going on, I kind of took it for granted. And I think my company, Chicago Fabrications, took a hit. I think Chicago Fabs really took a hit on all this time I'm putting in the studio. But don't worry, everybody. That was planned. I knew Chicago Fabs was going to take a hit because what's really going to make Chicago Fabrications pop off is the success of this Whatever Blows Your Hair Back channel. Chicago Fabrications is going to piggyback on on this marketing strategy, just like all the other commercials and brands do on all those other influencers. This being said, is navigated through this process as such because when I was spending on Google ad campaigns $100,000 a year on click ad campaigns when I launched my company for a few years. So I didn't really make any money in my business because I spent so much money on ad spend, which was really great for my brand, and I think it was well needed. But that's not sustainable, people. That kind of ad spend, that's all my profits. So I was doing business to get business to break even. And I did that for years and years. And I started breaking away from that. And I didn't want, and Chicago Fabrications now, I don't even run any ads. It just does well on its own. But with the current economy and the crisis that it seems that it is, Chicago Fabrications is slowing down a little bit. And I want to go back and touch base with this company and bring it, give it the life and love that it needs. That being said, we're here. We build the best furniture, ran by me, the hardest, most craziest project manager out there. I work, we build the hard shit. See that? Can they see that?
Oh yeah, we're up. Got that up.
Yeah. We're coming on to this one now. Guys, Chicago Fabs builds the hard shit. What I mean by that is when you go into like your house or wherever you're working, get this situated. All right. So wherever you just bought this new house and you go into the corner somewhere and there's this weird 5 by 3 foot spot that you just can't fit no piece in, it just doesn't work. We're the company that you call up and goes, hey, we have this space that needs to fit this. We need this design. That's what Chicago Fabrications does. Not so much the small jobs of like, hey, my cupboard door fell off. We're not the guys for that. But when you have a great idea and you want to build something out of the box, we're the company to build. If you have a bench that you're building in one of these high rises that needs to make it up on this big project, this commercial project, and you're a designer, architect, we're the company that you call to help design it. And I'll help you build that bench with the best welder, how you want to get it powder coated, what type of wood you want to use. I'll walk you through that process, regurgitate some shop drawings and make sure that our mind is on the same path. And from there, we take you through this process and we build you the best furniture out there, outdoor furniture, whatever you need. You got Chicago Fabs bought up or you got your stuff on the queue, Vic?
Oh no, we've been going through the site this whole time.
Oh,
pulling
yeah?
pulling up pics.
What do you got
Yeah,
up there right now? Anything that draws your eye that I could talk about?
That
Some redwood projects?
Storage, loving that curved outdoor bench.
Bunch of kids on that curved outdoor bench. That was actually for a project that I did out of New York. It was actually going to New Jersey, and I did that a few years ago. And we pre-made everything, fabbed it, shipped it out with the company, and that was a fun project.
What was the toughest one you've had to like build out? What was the toughest one?
So the toughest one I had would be the zoo. For the zoo, we built this lion's den facade. I've had other projects.
You went in the den and everything.
So no, the lion's den, you're just a facade.
Yeah.
Like there's the den, and then there's just a bunch of donors. Well, there's donators that put a bunch of. If you type in Chicago Zoo.
Which one is it?
To the lion's den,
Lincoln
Chicago
Park?
Zoo, Lincoln Park. And you'll see this. You'll see in the front there's these donors. There's these two lions coming up, and all these wooden. I didn't even take any pictures of it because when this project went down, I was in the transition of losing one of my major project managers on this. So the job kind of unfolded a little dirty while she was exiting. So I didn't go and get the content that needed to be done for this project. But it's somewhere online.
I'm looking.
It's just little squares of green. But anyway, it's a whole facade. And we had to CNC all these little lion pieces. It was like a 1,000,000-piece puzzle.
What year was it? You guys do it?
2020, I think. 2020. It was 2020. It was a year-long project.
Okay.
Anyways, it sucked. I lost a lot of staff doing it. It was managed wrong. It cost me a lot of money, and so it didn't work out. But I've had bigger projects that worked out way cleaner, and I just knew what was going on the whole time. And we built Anheuser-Busch's showroom, not their showroom, but their party room event center with Goose Island. When they bought Goose Island, we did their office, we did their brewery. We did like $500,000 worth of work for Goose Island. We did a lot of builds for them. So that was a good year.
I found it. This was the project. It took 2 years in the making.
Yeah.
It's like,
the Lions Den, yeah. So we were a big role in that, but I didn't publicize it much. It was a nightmare for me. I just wanted it out of my life. And the project manager from the zoo was really hard to work with on that. Like, she wouldn't settle for anything. We were great to work with for her. Like, it's like I said, what's custom stuff.
Did you guys do like this glass and all that stuff that is shown, or like what? Or I'm looking. I got it pulled up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we get. No.
It's showing like the glass, like the interior, all that stuff.
Is it where people's names are? You see the people's names on the plaques? We built those plaques.
Oh, all right. No.
And all the backing on that, all the finishing on that's the millwork, all that wood.
Okay.
We did all that, the different colors of green, and the lions that are in like 1,000,000 pieces that appear to be a lion.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, we did all that, dude, on a CNC. It was, man, we only had like a 4x4 foot CNC, and a lot of that stuff was over 8 feet, so we had to do it in pieces. We just really weren't cut out for that CNC portion of the job. Looking back at it, I could have done it way cheaper, better, easier. Now who I know and what I know.
And like some of this, like these, like stuff like the lines like walking across and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Showing it.
So it was just a lot of work. Went on for a while, and I was so happy to get that one out of there. Oh my God! Whoever was installing that was in for one.
That was wild.
But they did it. And that was one of the hard ones, but we had a lot of going, all the bar builds we did in Chicago. We did a shit ton of bars. Let's name some of them. Furious Spoon. That was we did that one years ago, 2017. Lake Point Tower. We did all the Groundswell coffee shops, all the Groundswells in Chicago. There's 3 of them. That was all when I was running my big marketing campaign. I was getting those jobs. So anyways, those jobs were great, and it was for launch. But back to why we're building this podcast is so now I can talk about the jobs like this, have an outlet, have an audience there, and now I'm basically running my campaigns for myself and not spending $100,000.
Yeah.
Instead, I took that $100,000, put it into this studio. Now I'm running and marketing for you, Vic, for me, whoever we want, and other people. Hopefully, we grow this channel enough, will pay me to market for them. So now I'm making money and marketing and having fun, right?
I love it.
It's a win. So that's where Chicago. That's why Chicago Fabs kind of took a hit in the last year because I've been creating this to blow Chicago Fabrications up. So everyone's like, oh man, why don't you focus on your company? I'm focusing so hard on Chicago Fabrications that I actually gave it a break to pound the pavement to fast forward to get this. Exactly. So I just happy to share that with everyone. And we're going to start talking more about Chicago Fabrications on this podcast because this is what got this podcast here. It's what built this podcast. And it's the know-how.
Literally built it. Literally
built this one. And the creativity that it holds to build this space is all up in the same mind that's building this podcast. So I really came in touch with myself as a creator. Not only do I create wood, metal, real tangible projects, but real ideas into companies, but I also create real ideas into podcasts and concepts into videos and other concepts and theories into music and songs. When I started doing that, I realized I am a creator on all faucets. Just what it is. Just what it is, people. And I've accepted that about myself. I know that about myself. So,
respect the greatness.
Respect the greatness. That's what's going on with Chicago Fabrications. You want your best build. You want the sexiest build. You want the hardest build that no one knows how to do. You get a hold of Tyler Michek at Chicago Fabrications, and you're going to get the best business service, too. Not to mention anyone's table that blows up in this heat from the winter, from them turning on their wood stove and all the cracking and furniture going on. I honor that.
Splintering.
I account for that. So my furniture is good to go on the first year. You buy a table for me for the first year, it cracks, you give me a call back. It already just happened. I just had to go pick one up downtown, blew right in half. I was really bummed about it, but I went there and took care of that client. And that's what's important about Chicago Fabrications.
Yeah, what is good?
we come out of there.
It doesn't
got
split
your back the whole way. When the project's done and something happens, you can still call us and we're there to support you. So I think that's really important to talk about too. So we'll leave Chicago Fabrications at that. We got this list of cool shit to go over, or we're gonna jump on to Vic's content.
Oh yeah, I'll show some real quick.
All
this
right.
is just.
Well, you pull that up. I'm going to.
But yeah, this is in regards to even kind of like talking about like artwork. A lot of the stuff that I do with like my AI imagery is based off of
AI imagery. That's what my main man Vic does. AI imagery. That's what you call it.
I'll pull from different like artists that I like different influences. So
this is another reason why we do the podcast.
Yeah.
So guys like Vic get to put their shit on too, man. It's a great thing
yeah.
for everybody and all the entrepreneurs in the creative space.
Make it audio reactive. So like this one's pulling from two of like my favorite artists that I'm utilizing, and then when it's like queued up with the music, it also you get to hear it, going with it. So and these were early ones that I've done, and like looking at them now, I know how I could actually improve them, and the tools that I use have improved just in this time alone. So each month these are gonna get more refined and better, and it's just fun being a part of combining music and AI and all that stuff. It's stuff I love doing, so it's cool.
Got any more to say on that, Vic? You want to preach about some more?
Oh, no, I'm just letting people just see this trippy ride just go right now.
And I've been telling Vic, I'm like, Vic, Vic's trying to start his own YouTube channel. I'm like,
it's coming. Yeah, we got some ideas. We got some
subscribers first. He's like, oh, that should be easy.
That's going to happen.
3 weeks later.
It's going to happen.
No 50 subscribers yet. Come on now, Vic.
Because I was on a cruise. I was in Belize.
So if you're taking care of us, don't forget to like, subscribe on us. But hey, get over to my main man Vic's page. He did start it. And find him. Go ahead, tell him what it is, Vic, so you can get that like and so you get a couple subscriptions.
It's at Vic Rude. That's it. It's at at Vic Rude. So I'll drop a link in there.
Drop the link in there.
I'll drop the link in and
give our boy Vic some love, man. He's a big creator.
I'll some more stuff for you guys.
Real creative in the space, and he helps out in the studio, so you can take care of him.
I make things.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Let's switch it over to the fight. We've been talking about the fights, Vic. We're going to play the fights here tomorrow, actually. For all of you who don't know, we're playing the fights here at Whatever Blows Your Hair Back Studio. If you're a friend of mine, you go ahead and call me, and you can come watch the fights with me. Because I am going to watch Sean Strickland dominate Drakus. Man.
That's been a while coming.
It's been a while coming. Go ahead, say what you got to say.
Oh, no, I was going to see how many rounds. You see it going to full?
Damn. I don't know. Drakus got a good rap, but when Sean Strickland said that, he looked over to him, and Drakus was still coming in my eyes and his mind like, yeah, we are going to do that, aren't we? he's like thinking like, damn, we're about to do that. And this motherfucker right here is the one that I'm doing. Whoa. Meanwhile, Sean Trigger's like, yeah, motherfucker, we're going at it, and we are gonna put on a performance. And he's just building this all up, and I know Strickland's gonna perform. But Drake has felt the pressure at that moment. And all those
He's
Canadians.
gonna fight a maniac.
Bro, and those Canadians, dude, the screaming that those Canadians were doing, dude, they were like cheering. I never seen a press conference like that. Dana White was sitting up there like, I mean, no one even wanted. They talked to the girls on fighting on the undercard. I don't even know the girls fighting on the undercard. Sean Strickland's kind of been teasing that he's got a couple girls fighting on his undercard, whatever. But all right, you get it up or no?
This is the face-off today,
Yeah, the face-off today.
or the press conference. I found the press conference.
Just put that on the screen. That's what we're talking about. Is those two guys? For giving them a visual. People who can't see. Man, those guys are going to war tomorrow. We're playing as a studio. My vote's on Sean Strickland. I think he's gonna take. I think it's gonna go to the second round, third round. He's gonna outwork Drake is. Drake is gonna take a punishment, and they're gonna put on a good show.
Let's see. Yeah, I got it up.
What do you think, Vic?
Yeah, I'd say Strickland by the third, but I also could see Drake has tags him early, and gets him off balance in the first. He could overwhelm him and just throw him off a bit. And,
Boy, that's the upside, right?
Right. But I mean, because Strickland's gonna come in on 10,000% emotion coming in to begin this thing, so that is how he might mess up. If he loses focus and gets caught like that, just if you're not fully locked in. But if he does lock in, then it's gonna be a crime scene. It'll be bad.
Yeah, I couldn't. Well, I don't agree. I mean, that could happen. Anything could happen. But I mean, Strickland, dude, he sparred with Nina Drama. Nina Drama, she's Canadian. And they're fighting in Canada. Nina Drama is a big supporter of Sean Strickland. They did a little sparring. She was leg kicking and they were kicking each other. His ear was bleeding and shit. Not from that, but that man, he's pretty beat up. Like, I don't know if anyone's noticed the damage of Sean Strickland's ear lately. His ear has caught
bad cauliflower.
Hole with the one side. It's like it looks disfigured. It's about double the size the other one.
Yeah, I mean that could cost you a fight if that gets.
If people don't know what's in a cauliflower ear is cartilage. Like it drains for a little while, and then you just go to stab it in, and the needle won't even stab in. It'll just like bend the needle. It gets so hard. It ain't like a big gushy bubble.
That's like a big hard ball.
It's it's nastiness. Yeah. If you ever touch it,
nothing you can do. Yeah.
And how
serious reconstructive surgery.
And how that happens, guys, is from wrestling on the mat. Just taking your ear like this on the mat, and those guys are basically their ear gets rolled on the mat, dragged across just continuously. That's why wrestlers have it more so. Boxers can have it because the boxing glove will sometimes bend your ear and break it. I've had that happen in boxing. One of my ears, I got pretty pissed. Yeah, it hurt really bad. But yeah, that happens in boxing.
Mine got smashed as an infant. Because that was still when they used forceps on babies, and they yanked me out by my ears, and they've been permanent.
What?
Yeah, that's
Shut the fuck up, dude.
No,
what's wrong with your ears? They pulled you out with forceps?
Yeah. I was comfy where I was, and they were like, we're coming out.
I did not know. Forceps. There you have it. You can get pulled out of a baby's
They
head.
stopped doing that because this is what happens. Your ears will get smashed in. Because the cartilage hadn't fully formed, so where they grab with the forceps, you can forever see.
Dude, that makes a lot of sense in people's ears.
Yeah, it smashed the ears down.
That being said, babies that have really big, Dumbo ears, maybe you could smash them in.
Whatever blows your hair back studio does not condone smashing into babies' ears, cauliflower in babies' ears, or stunting babies, which is
I didn't mean that in a bad way. It's like, well, they're forceps pulling you out, like they damage your ears. But what if that same concept could help ears in the early youth?
So
form them.
early ugly years, you want to start.
Early age, you can
So you get them on the wrestling mat.
you get not hurt. Well, you don't want them to get in a wrestling match early age. Then their ears are really fucked, right? Just I'm saying when that young little baby is born with that fresh cartilage, so it could be so damaging and traumatizing. You just take it. It's like a baby. It's like a puppy dog, right? They get the ear job done.
Oh, you get them cropped.
Yeah. Like, you could take a younger baby and do the same. I don't know. It's trying to prevent the dude with ear insecurities at age 16 that's on an outrage punching people in the face.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. They called them flop and crush, and then I would feel bad. I'd feel some type of way. So,
Oh, what time we had around here?
we're at 48 minutes, but remember we really like.
Yeah, we're really at 30 minutes, and we do the
yeah.
Chicago Fabrication shout out pose, and you did your pose, and we're just gonna. Yeah, work with us on this one, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing a couple segments in one
Still
stream.
got some. Now we do got that. I don't know if you can't see it, but
How many viewers we got?
2.
Oh,
right now.
that's cool.
2 are on.
2 viewers.
2 viewers.
Thanks for viewing in. What would we tell our 2 viewers if we knew them? Why don't they type
We
in the
love you so
comments?
much.
They're typing in their comments who they are, and we can talk to them.
What if they're undead? What if they're on the
They're
other
not
side?
real viewers.
What if they're on the other side and they're just ghosts?
Speaking of viewers, fun fact. This is not a fun fact. This is a fact, though. I've been watching a lot of scary shows on TV, serial killers and whatnot. And there's right now, to this day, 30 to 50 serial killers just working through the U.S., just killing bodies.
Just putting points on the board right
Just
now.
putting points on the board like murder.
30? Wait,
whatever they
30?
want.
30 concurrent right now? Or
30 to 50
30 to
because
50.
obviously they think there's 50, but they're like, man, maybe one guy is just killing all this, you know? So maybe there's even less than 30. Trying to correlate it all. But you dirty serial killers out there, better quit doing that.
better quit.
Quit
They
killing
don't.
people.
No discounts for their fabrications.
Oh, raise your hand.
There
if
would
you
be
guys-
probably that would be you got a commission for work for some really odd design. Like, I need this box to be 20 by 25. It needs to be bulletproof. It needs to be soundproof. It's going to be 12 feet underneath the ground. I also need you to sign an NDA.
So you need something built custom? Chicago
I don't.
Fabrications can do it. Is that where you're going with that?
I'm going, well, what things would trigger you to make you believe this is a serial killer's project and I can't be a part of this?
Oh, you made it sound like such a project of building something.
That's how I was
Wait
doing.
a second, I could do this.
So we are capable of building something of that. I'm just
We are
My-
capable of building anything because we build the hard shit.
saying.
So if
In
a
the
serial
event,
killer
in the
needs something built, just
Right.
don't tell us.
In
You're a
the-
serial killer.
That's
Send your prints over, let us quote the job, and then boom. That's how we're gonna get the job. We don't care what you're doing in your personal time. That's what you can. Yeah, to get the facts straight, Vic. What you guys do in your personal life ain't on me. All I want to do is build you your nice conference room table, or your
or dungeon.
or a dungeon crate that goes 6 feet under, whatever you want. I don't ask questions, and I will build it for you. I do not ask questions. I will build it for you. You want a small, large cage for your basement? I will build it for you. I'm not asking any questions. It's not my business. It's not my fault you got a big dog I don't know about.
Oh man! All right, they're gonna.
That's Chicago Fire. We build the hard
This
shit.
episode will be in court whenever that comes up later.
Nah, dude, we're just trying to help everybody out. We're just here to build projects. We're only talking about building projects. Nothing personal about it. You know what I mean?
There probably be some things that would flag where I think you would have to bail.
Did we talk about why I've been making so many of my own tracks lately?
No, you've not. No. I remember the
So if you
Valentine's
guys,
Day track's supposed to be
how do
coming.
we get my Spotify up? So if you guys don't know, follow me on Spotify. I've been some of the hottest tracks. So how it started is I made a Christmas track for Christmas time. And I had such an enjoyment doing it at the studio that I had to do it again. Prior to that, I made my own intro outros on this podcast. That's me singing.
I'm Tyler, estate.